maybe 2. Heck, I might eat them all.
The irresistible taste of Golden Grahams is something everyone in the family wants for themselves. Golden Grahams. Go get your own.
Stretch your savings with expanded discounts on Ford vehicles at V&H Automotive. Up to $5,500. Lease a Ford F-150 Super Cab for only $259 a month. Stretch your savings at V&H Automotive, where 9 out of 10 would buy again.
Make the connection to Newsline 9. Check out our homepage at WAOW.com or send email to newsline9@dwave.net.
In the United States, there are about 1 million homeless people. In New York, there's a woman who takes to the streets to feed 1,500 of those every week. Here's more in today's Smart Tip.
We don't force people to come to service. I don't think that's right. You know, if you want to come, you come. If you don't want to come, come later. About 20 years ago, I started working with street people. I used to work for Chanel Cosmetics. I left the cosmetic industry, and I went up cleaning construction sites to raise money to buy the food to feed the homeless. And when it snows out here, we're in the snow. When it rains out here, we're in the rain.
Every day except Mondays.
Private donations all over the place. It's a lot of work getting this food together. Sometimes we bring 2 vans, sometimes we bring 3 vans, sometimes we bring 4 vans.
All right, who next?
Look at the food in there. Look at it. Look at the food.
The elderly from the community, they're not homeless, they're just poor. A lot of them are immigrants. They make very little on Social Security.
She gave me a sense of purpose. She gave me self-esteem. You know, some people call it cocky. I call it confidence.
I just come here for a living, to have something to do instead of being with all these bad kids outside, getting locked up, doing all these bad things, doing drugs, killing people.
A lot of them are very thankful. Some of them ask for roast beef, though.
To deal with each person as an individual. You leave with a hope in your heart. That's what it's about.
Here are a few stories you will see straight ahead on Wake Up Wisconsin. Stay with us.
I'm attorney Christine Bremer. There's nothing more important than your good health. But after an accident, you'll hear from people who take your life for granted, who don't care about your well-being. At Grishke and Bremer, our team of personal injury specialists will fight for your rights and get the compensation you deserve. Don't ever let an insurance adjuster tell you the value of your good health. We know the value. It's priceless.
What do you say we head for the Sierras?
Sounds good to me.
Taco John's Sierra Tacos are mountains of good eating, loaded with char-grilled chicken or seasoned beef. And right now you can enter the Sierra Sweepstakes to win GMC Sierra pickups, trips to the Sierras, and Schwinn Sierra mountain bikes.
There's a whole lot of Mexican going on at Taco John.
I'm ready for that Tour de France.
Maybe we ought to stick to tacos.
No pain, no gain.
Stars #1 in new hit movies. Stars #1 in new hit movies. Movies you'll see first on Stars and only on Stars.
Call Charter Communications to order or upgrade to digital cable today.
The Hoday Country Music Festival is over, and we have your backstage pass to all the fun. See Neil McCoy in one of his wildest concerts ever. Get one-on-one interviews with Leanne Womack, Rascal Flatts, and Sons of the Desert.
Happy Hoday!
We also have a tour of Rascal Flatts' bus, the tent city, and what a hodag sounds like. Don't miss the Hoday Highlight Show Saturday at 5, only on TV9 and TV34.
Your complete coverage continues with Weather on the 9.
Temperatures
temperatures this morning are somewhat above normal for this time of year. Normal low temperatures are in the lower 60s, and right now we're seeing temperatures in the upper 60s to the 70s. Baraboo right now is at 75 degrees, a little bit cooler out towards Rochester at 73, and Rice Lake is at 72. Here in Wausau, we're at 69 degrees with a dew point of 69 as well. Winds are currently out of the east at 5 miles per hour, and the pressure is falling. Now here's a look at what we can expect for the day today. Starting at noon, we do have a cold front pushing into the area, and along with that we will be seeing some showers and thunderstorms developing late this morning and into this afternoon. But following that front, we will be seeing some more comfortable weather move into the area. With that, we'll be seeing some lower dew points, which in turn will make some lower humidity levels for the next several days, and we'll see temperatures back into the 70s by the middle portions of this week. Now for our hometown forecast, temperatures will rise mainly into the lower to middle 80s across the area. Merrill will top out at 85, Rhinelander at 84, and Medford will see a high of 83 degrees. Here in Wausau, we'll see a high of 86 degrees, and we will be seeing showers and thunderstorms developing later this morning and into this afternoon. Winds today will be southwesterly at about 8 to 14 miles per hour. Then for tonight, temperatures will drop back into the 60s to 65 degrees. We'll start out with some showers and thunderstorms early in the evening, followed by skies becoming partly cloudy as we progress through the remainder of the overnight period. Things will be a little bit more comfortable to sleep in tonight, not quite as humid for the overnight hours. And for our upcoming week, temperatures cooling back into the 70s for the middle portions of the week, with low temperatures dropping into the 50s, and we will be seeing more scattered showers and thunderstorms developing towards next weekend. Jessica, back to you.
All right, thank you, Karen. 1/3 of all lawnmowers sold these days are self-propelled. Instead of you doing the pushing, they do most of the work for you. Consumer Reports just tested ones priced from $200 to $800 and found some good choices for anyone with about half an acre to mow.
With a big hilly yard, Ray Herbert thinks his self-propelled mower is a godsend. The powered wheels make the work much easier.
It's a huge help because it really helps you get up and down these hills. It saves you time, it saves you energy.
You can find self-propelled mowers that are even easier to start than Ray's, according to Consumer Reports' John Galtafiore.
With this mower, all you have to do is press a button to get it started.
Of the 40 self-powered mowers Consumer Reports tested, several come with adjustable speeds. That lets you go slowly around trees and then with a push of a lever, speed up on the straightaway. Many mowers also have an easy-to-use height adjustment.
This single lever allows you to adjust the cutting height of all 4 wheels at once, allowing you to get the grass height that you want.
Even more important than the features, a mower should handle well and cut evenly. The very best in the test was this one, the John Deere Model JX75. It left the grass as smooth as a carpet. It also has a handy clutch that stops the blade, but lets the engine keep running when you have to empty the bag. But at $800, it's expensive. For much less, this one has a handy push-button starter and did almost as good a job at cutting and mulching. It's the Cub Cadet Model S621SS. It cost $530. This is James Andrews.
Consumer Reports also liked another Cub Cadet. It doesn't have a push-button start, but it costs a little bit less. Its model number is SC621.
Good morning. Coming up on Good Morning America, a dramatic bank robbery outside Pittsburgh. The real story is who the suspects are. 2 girls, one 10, the other 13. We'll bring you the full story. Then the political scandal that's rocking the British tabloids, the story of sex, lies, and prostitution that's landed a famous novelist and politician in jail. Plus, an amazing story of one family's journey from deafness to the hearing world, and the couple that wants to get married on the Titanic. That's all ahead on Good Morning America.
Morning, guys.
Hi.
Hey, morning. Like to see how your cereals stack up the total?
Sure.
To get the iron in 1 bowl of total, you'll have to eat 2 bowls of cornflakes. For folic acid, try 4 bowls.
That's a really big spoon.
Want zinc? 10 bowls for you.
What's so funny? Nothing.
Nice bowls.
Total has 100% of 11 vitamins and minerals in just 1 bowl.
We'll take the total. Sure. And give Junior the check. What?
Total Raisin Bran, Total Cornflakes. 1 bowl, 100%.
Storm hit on Sunday, golf ball size hail.
Almost the whole town had damage. Houses, cars.
American Family immediately sent out a claims team. Did you see the size of that truck?
Yeah, it had satellite dish and everything.
Couldn't believe how fast American Family took care of us.
Great people.
They really seemed to care.
All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
Look in the white or yellow pages for American Family and call today.
Now that my children are in school, I decided I wanted to work part-time. Now I'm a school bus driver for Laidlaw.
I've always been a busy sort of a guy. Now that I'm retired, driving bus for Laidlaw keeps me busy working, and the kids keep me feeling young.
My schedule's pretty busy with college and all. Driving school bus for Laidlaw gives me the flexibility I want and the extra cash I need.
Laidlaw, Laidlaw, we carry the nation's future.
How come we never get to see them make burgers? What do they do back there? I say we find out. I want to see! If you want to know if your food is made fresh, come to Subway.
Right, Jim. Subway's got 4 new Subway Selects, like the Tasty Caesar Italian BMT. All on fresh baked gourmet bread and all made fresh right before your eyes.
Subway, eat fresh!
Grab a fresh deal at Subway restaurants. Try a fresh value meal featuring your favorite sub, Frito-Lay chips, and a drink.
The Wisconsin Woodchucks won for the third straight time yesterday. The Woodchucks defeated the Madison Mallards 3-2 in 12 innings. The Chucks have been led once again this season by Tim McNabb. Not only is McNabb the career saves leader of the Northwoods League, he has also turned himself into an everyday player. News on 9 Sports' Gary Bileski has more.
Not only is Tim McNabb one of the more popular Wisconsin Woodchuck players, he's also becoming one of the more consistent players. Last year, McNabb surprised everyone when he set a league record with 15 saves. Not bad for someone who never pitched before. This year, McNabb's at it again. So far, he has 12 saves and a sparkling 1.53 ERA.
Now, coming this year, where that pretty much was my #1 role on the team, is to close games out and get saves. So I will say that I came in this year expecting to do what I'm doing right now, and which is close games. And we have a whole, hopefully there's a lot bigger games to save upcoming this year, and I'm looking forward to doing it.
This year, McNabb is doing more than just closing. He's played in every Chucks game. He leads the team in runs scored and has stolen 15 bases, and his defense in right field has been outstanding.
Beginning of the season, it was a tiring, mentally tiring, but it's something I love to do it. I love to close, and if there's anything I want to do, I want to close games out, pitching wise. So, but hey, if I can help myself, hitting wise, and get on base for these guys to drive me in, and then we're gonna do well and win some games.
The Florida Atlantic Junior says his 2 years in Wausau have been great, and he's hoping to lead the Chucks to the postseason, both as a pitcher and as an outfielder. Gary Berleski, Newsline 9 Sports, Wausau.
Straight ahead on Wake Up Wisconsin this morning at 6:30, Metallica's new album is put on hold for just a little while. We'll tell you why a little bit later on. But first, do you have an opinion on the Rib Mountain Townhouse proposal? If you do, you better hurry up and voice it. We'll tell you why next.
And here's a look outside using Live Skycam 9. Rain is on the way. I'll let you know when, coming up in weather.
Most employers take precautionary efforts to avoid them, but accidents still happen in the workplace every day. I'm attorney Jim Bartels, and I'm a workers' compensation lawyer. When you're injured on the job, don't count on your employer's insurance company to look out for you. You and your family deserve 100% of what you're entitled to after an accident. We're here to make sure of that. Our team has represented thousands of injured workers.
James Bartels, selected by his peers to be in the prestigious Best Lawyers in America. Contact attorney James Bartels for a free consultation.
Up to $2,000 on a Dodge Ram or Dodge Dakota? Nice. Up to $5,200 in finance savings on a Ram? Oh, yeah.
Save big at the Team Dodge sales event.
The team and the technology working to bring you the first warnings, weather coverage you can count on. from TV9 and TV34. The coverage you can count on. Now on Newsline 9's Wake Up Wisconsin. Jessica Miles with the day's first news. And meteorologist Lori Lemansky with your live Super Doppler 9000 forecast. Your complete coverage starts now.
Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Wisconsin. It's 6:30. I'm Karen Swanson. Let's start out first with a look outside using live Super Doppler 9000. We do have some stormy weather that is moving into the area. If we could take a look at that graphic, here we go. We have some blinking just off towards our west, and that is the most recent lightning flashes. That weather is moving in our direction, and we will be seeing some storms develop across central portions of Wisconsin towards the later morning and into early this afternoon. Let's go ahead and move back to graphics. Right now we're at 69 degrees in Wausau with a dew point of 69 as well. Winds are out of the east at about 5 miles per hour, and the pressure is currently falling. Here is our future track starting at noon today. It will be muggy again this morning, but then we do have a cold front that will be slipping across the area, and as that happens, showers and thunderstorms will develop towards the later morning and into the afternoon. But the good news is we will be seeing more comfortable weather enter the forecast for much of this upcoming week. Here in Wausau today, we will top out at 86 degrees under variably cloudy skies, and showers and thunderstorms will develop later this morning and into this afternoon. Winds today will be southwesterly at about 10 miles per hour. Then for tonight, temperatures will drop to 65 degrees with showers and storms early on. And for our upcoming week, we'll see more comfortable temperatures enter the forecast with highs back into the 70s.
All right, thank you very much, Karen. Well, in the news this morning, the Oshkosh EAA Air Venture flying starts on Tuesday. Some planes have already started to arrive in the area. Marshfield is an early stop for about 40 planes that will be flying in. Some of the planes didn't have far to travel. The Spirit of Marshfield only had to fly a few blocks, but one plane needed 5 days to come all the way from Alaska. The Civil Air Patrol normally searches the Alaskan wilderness for lost hunters and downed planes, but the 4-man crew took 5 days to fly to Wisconsin for the show. One member of the crew used to live here in our state, and she describes what it's like to fly back home.
It's a life's dream. It's a trip of a lifetime. We see beautiful country. The people have been wonderful. That airplane is, you know, she just takes care of us and we take care of her, you know.
The EAA show begins on Tuesday, and more than 10,000 planes are expected to take part. Well, if you have an opinion on townhouses at the bottom of Rib Mountain, today is your final day to voice it to the DNR. Granite Peak would either buy or trade out state-owned parkland for that expansion. The Rib Mountain Town Board, the DNR, and the National Park System must approve the projects. 5 o'clock this afternoon is the deadline for contacting the DNR with your opinion. An accident involving 2 pedestrians and a semi-tanker has left 1 person dead and another in the hospital. It happened early yesterday morning on U.S. Highway 51 in Arborvita. The Vilas County Sheriff's Department says the tanker was going northbound on 51 when the driver saw 2 people walking across the highway. He tried to swerve to avoid hitting them, but collided with a 28-year-old woman and 22-year-old man. The woman, whose name is not being released, died at the hospital. The man is in stable condition. Democrats are planning rallies throughout the country today, and one is scheduled for Milwaukee. They are worried about a new report out by President Bush that says Social Security is in a state of crisis. The Democratic Party does not agree and says it is not in crisis. Now the group worries that the report will be used to privatize the system. Well, millions of animals in Europe have been slaughtered recently due to fears of hoof and mouth disease, and steps are now underway to keep the disease from landing on U.S. soil. A recent concern is for fairgoers in our area and the animals they come in contact with. Portage County Fair organizers in Amherst tell us they passed out information to their animal handlers on the proper steps to take to avoid the disease. They also encouraged people attending the fair to wash their hands and be protective of their children when they're by the animals. A line of thunderstorms marched across northeastern and southern Wisconsin yesterday afternoon. It tore down trees and left thousands of people without power. The National Weather Service reported wind gusts near 55 miles per hour near Hartford. The winds knocked down trees and power lines all over the eastern side of our state. Well, here's a good reason not to stand near anything tall during a storm. 4 people were hit by lightning at a Twin Lakes Country Music Festival yesterday afternoon. They were hanging onto poles in 2 different tents at the Country Thunder Music Festival when they were struck. None of them were seriously injured. Well, lucky for water skiers in our area, we didn't have that much severe weather. All this weekend, water ski fans were floating over to Lake Wazicha for the state water ski tournament. 22 water ski teams from throughout the state were in Wood County for the event. So were hundreds of fans who crowded the beach and the grandstand for a look at the competition. But with the recent hot weather, an extra effort was on way to make sure fans and performers were comfortable.
We'll make sure that everybody keeps a lot of fluids in them and you know, nobody overheats. Ideally, we like to see it a little cooler, but as long as it's not raining and lightning, we're happy.
For about half of the teams, this weekend's show was a chance to qualify for national competition. Organizers say the Wisconsin State Water Ski Show is the largest event of its kind in the nation. Well, water skiing might be one way to beat the heat, but we wanted to know what you do to keep cool. That is our latest web poll question. How do you beat the heat? Here are the results. 63% of you say you stay inside in the air conditioning. 20% drink cold beverages, and about 8% of you head to the pool. The rest of you have other answers. If you would like to vote, just log on to our website at WAOW.com. Well, it is now 6:36. We've got more news to come still this half hour. And here's a live look outside. Karin will have your complete forecast right here on TV 9 and 34 when we come back. Stay with us.
Join us for Wisconsin Dairy News, brought to you by the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, Mondays at 6:30 on Wake Up Wisconsin.
It's what Wisconsin is known for. America's Dairyland. New products, new jobs. It touches every corner of Wisconsin, from the farm gate to the dinner plate. It's an industry that's evolving, and it will prosper in tomorrow's marketplace. The Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, helping Wisconsin build a world-class dairy industry for tomorrow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in my Ford, let's go for a drive.
It's here, Ford Authorized Clearance, with the best selection of the best-selling Ford F-150.
A little bit of fun along the way.
What will you save? How about thousands in interest savings with low 0.9% financing? Or choose $1,000 to $1,500 cash back. 0.9 or $1,000 to $1,500 cash back on the best-selling truck in the world. It's the Ford Authorized Clearance at your local Ford store now.
Everybody's saving on everything they're buying during Furniture and Appliance Mart's Everything's on Sale sale. You can too. The Everything's on Sale sale makes saving easy with low prices store-wide, plus no interest on hundreds of items for 2 entire years. Get $1,800 worth of merchandise and pay only $75 a month. Absolutely everything's on sale during the Everything's on Sale sale, only at Furniture and Appliance Mart Superstore.
How quickly you react could have a dramatic impact on the outcome of a stroke. Find out more on the next Ministry Healthcare's Health Connection right here on Newsline 9.
The 400 block rocks Thursday, July 27th, when the Mayor's Youth Action Council presents a free show open to the public with 5 great bands, including I Love Ghosts and Aurora Borealis. Thursday, July 27th at 6:30, downtown Wausau.
Your complete coverage continues with Weather on the 9.
We're continuing to see some very mild temperatures across much of the Midwest this morning. However, we do have a cooling trend that will be set in for this upcoming week. We do have some cooler temperatures just off to our northwest to Fargo, which is at 69, and Bismarck, which is at 64 right now. And those cooler temperatures will be moving our way over the upcoming several days, and we'll be seeing temperatures back into the 70s for highs. Until then, right now, we are at in the 60s and into the 70s across much of the state. Right now, Marshfield's at 67, Rhinelander's a little bit warmer at 68, and Ironwood is at 72 degrees. In Wausau right now, current temperature is 69 degrees with a dew point of 69 as well. Winds are out of the east at about 5 miles per hour, and the pressure is currently falling. and our satellite and radar across the area does show that weather system just off to our west. It's forming right over Minnesota here and into the Dakotas, and that will be pushing our way as we progress through the day. We can expect some rain to develop into the central portions of Wisconsin by about mid-morning. And now let's take a look at live Super Doppler 9000. We are beginning to see some rain entering the more western portions of our area. Here we go, right over here towards Eau Claire and Rice Lake area. We do have some showers and thunderstorms forming, and those blinking areas there, those are lightning flashes from within the last several minutes. Let's move back to our graphics, and here's a look at future tracks starting at noon today. We will be seeing that cold front slipping into the state, and as it does, we will be seeing some steamy weather ahead of that front, but more comfortable weather will enter the area for tonight and into tomorrow and the upcoming several days as well. We'll be seeing temperatures back into the 70s, so kind of a relief for all these temperatures we've been seeing in the 80s. Highs today will still be fairly steamy and in the 80s across much of the area, with some 90s just off to our south. And for today in Wausau, temperatures will rise to a steamy 86 degrees. We will be seeing showers and thunderstorms developing mainly by about mid-morning, and those will be continuing through the day with winds out of the southwest at about 8 to 14 miles per hour. Then tonight, temperatures will drop back into the 60s, a little bit cooler than what we've seen the past couple of days. We'll start out with a few showers and thunderstorms early tonight, followed by skies becoming partly cloudy as we head through the overnight period. And then for our upcoming week, today will be the warmest day. We're looking at a cool down over the next couple of days. Temperatures back into the 70s for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even into this upcoming weekend. But then we will be seeing temperatures back to near 80 degrees on Sunday. Low temperatures this upcoming week will be sinking into the middle 50s. So it looks like a little bit more comfortable for the overnight periods.
And so potentially severe weather today.
Right, possibly some gusty winds along with some heavy rainfall at times.
So we'll have to keep it tuned right here to Channel 9.
That's right.
All right, thank you very much, Karen. Well, now Newsline 9's Allison Morrow joins us. She is live in the studio to tell us the latest on what's happening in Hollywood. Hey, Allison.
Hi, Jessica. It seems like there's a rash of Hollywood stars checking into rehab over the past few weeks. This time, it's a member of Metallica. And Steven Spielberg picked up another Oscar, but only because he paid for this one. Here are these Hollywood updates along with a few others. Another musician is headed for rehab. This time it's Metallica's guitarist James Hetfield. On its website, the band said he'll be treated for alcoholism and other addictions. In the meantime, the group has postponed recording sessions on its 9th album. West Wing creator Aaron Sorkin is talking about his drug problem, saying in an interview that he is a recovering addict and will be tempted for the rest of his life. Sorkin was arrested earlier this year carrying drugs at a California airport. Madonna's record label is reportedly feeling the financial pinch. Maverick Records, which includes such top acts as Alanis Morissette, has reportedly laid off a half a dozen staffers.
All didn't get nominated, but they're brilliant actors.
Steven Spielberg has picked up another Oscar, but this one he got at an auction. Spielberg paying $578,000 for the Bette Davis's Best Actress Oscar for the 1938 film Jezebel. Spielberg gave the golden statue to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. And that's the latest in Hollywood.
In some other Hollywood news, Michael Jackson is still in the plans of his anniversary celebration. Earlier, we reported that he would be reunited with the Jackson 5. Now it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Two members, Jermaine and Randy, dropped out of the reunion because they think the ticket prices are too high. So what's the going rate of the tickets? Up to $2,500. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jessica, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Allison. Well, we have quite a few of our viewers who had birthdays over the weekend. So many, in fact, that we couldn't get to all of them on Friday.
Anita Sheckelman turned 80 years old on Saturday. Anita, your birthday wishes come from your family.
Riley Fink celebrated his 4th birthday yesterday. Riley, your birthday wish comes from your grandpa.
And Eric Hopp from Merrill turned 7 years old on Sunday. Eric, your birthday wishes come from your mom, your dad, and Christina.
Cody Kirschling from Roshold celebrated his 10th birthday yesterday. Cody, your birthday wishes come from a lot of people, including Mom, Dad, little brother Owen, and Manly the dog. Also, Grandma and Grandpa Szymanski also say happy birthday to you.
And last but definitely not least, Jordan Kramenacher turned 12 years old yesterday. Jordan, your birthday wishes come from your family.
And all of us here at TV9 and 34 hope you all had very happy birthdays over the weekend as well. Well, it is now 6:45. Still to come this half hour, there might be an effective shot for AIDS. It supposedly works on monkeys. We'll tell you about that next.
Which is today by having a birthday party at my favorite fast food place, McDonald's. Plays of the week, we go on location.
In Schofield, where, as a matter of fact, on Wednesday it's my birthday, and I always dreamed of having a birthday party here at McDonald's, and guess what? They're throwing me a party, so let's go inside.
Welcome to McDonald's. Happy birthday, Gary. We have your section all set up for you. What happy meals did you guys like? We have hamburgers, cheeseburgers, or chicken nuggets.
I'll have a cheeseburger. Chicken nugget. Cheeseburger.
Here you go.
Thank you.
You bet.
There's your nuggets. Woo! What's my toy? A toy. While we go play in McDonald's Playland, check out some of these great plays.
Frank Williams looking for room behind the back. Bradford three.
Ring it up. Thank you.
Spectacular fashion.
Best over half court. It's in!
Oh, what a move by the rookie. Away from the ball. Get away from the ball.
It's time for birthday presents, you guys. Matt, what did you get me?
Gary, I shot you a three-quarter court shot.
John, what did you get me for my birthday?
Well, Gary, I didn't really get anything, but I recorded some really funny plays. Boo!
In the passing lanes. Oh, he blew that one. That's take the low road. When that
What's the purple guy called?
Grimace.
Grimace. My birthday. Thanks. Whoa. Smoke them. Do you want a piece? Y'all come back now, you hear?
Featuring great deals on your favorite Jeep vehicles. And take advantage of the biggest factory-to-dealer incentives of the year. So hurry in, because the only way to get out there is to get here first. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
Include at least 3 servings of dairy products in a well-balanced daily diet to help build strong bones. That's the message from the Wisconsin dairy industry. That's been their message for years. But now a dairy farm couple is researching other potential medicinal benefits of milk from their herd of grazing cows.
As part of a well-balanced diet, the Wisconsin dairy industry encourages consumers to include at least 3 servings of dairy products a day. But consumers may want to increase that if research by a Seymour couple proves cancer-fighting benefits can be derived from products made using milk from cows grazed on pasture land.
Within the last 2 years, we became aware of some nutrients that were in the milk from cows on pasture. So we started exploring that possibility of marketing those nutrients. We're also learning more about the nutrients, that there are more nutrients present in the milk from those cows. So there's a whole new area to explore.
The nutrients are called conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA, derived from the special grasses their cows eat in pasture. With a grant from the State Department of Agriculture, the Adamskis test the CLA level in their milk. It's picked up and processed separately into cheddar cheese that retains a higher CLA level.
Some of the literature was pointing out that, especially at the Dairy Forage Research Center in Madison, that cows on pasture had this thing called CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, that was higher in their milk. And then other literature going on at the same time in human nutrition was saying that that component actually fights cancer. And so we just decided to combine the two into a commercial venture and say, well, let's commercially make cheese from a herd that's just grazing on pasture.
That could make this Wisconsin specialty cheese even more valuable to consumers concerned about the medicinal benefits of the foods they eat. And that's Wisconsin Dairy News.
The family markets the cheese under their own label, Northern Meadows Cheddar, directly and to some natural food stores around the state. They are working with UW scientists to further confirm the cancer-fighting benefits of cheese that's higher in CLA.
Your complete coverage continues with Weather on the 9.
Here's a look at outside using live Super Doppler 9000. We do have some storms just entering the area off towards our west. Those are pushing eastward, and we will begin to see some of those storms develop towards the central portions of the state, mainly towards the mid-morning and into the later morning. We do have a lot of lightning associated with these storms, as well as we could see some potentially heavy rains at times, as well as some fairly gusty winds. So we will keep you informed as to what's happening with those storms. Now let's go ahead and look at our graphics. Current temperatures across the state mainly in the 60s and the 70s. Baraboo right now is at 75 degrees. Rice Lake is at 72, and Ironwood is also at 72 degrees. In Wausau, temperatures at 69 with winds out of the east at about 5 miles per hour, and the pressure is currently falling. Now here is what we can expect for the day today. Starting at about noon, we will be seeing this cold front push through our area, and as that happens, showers and thunderstorms will develop. We're still looking at a very steamy day for the day today, but following that front, more comfortable weather will move into the area beginning later tonight and into tomorrow as well. We're looking at temperatures even going to below seasonal levels for this time of year. And for our area, across the area, Merrill today will top out at 85 degrees, Mosinee at 85 as well, and Wisconsin Rapids will see a high of 87. Here in Wausau, we'll see a high of 86 degrees with showers and thunderstorms developing mainly by about mid-morning. Winds today will be southwesterly at about 8 to 14 miles per hour. And then for tonight, temperatures will drop back to 65 degrees. We'll start out with some showers and thunderstorms earlier in the evening, followed by skies becoming partly cloudy as we progress through the overnight period. It won't be quite as humid tonight, and winds will become northwesterly at about 10 miles per hour. And for our week ahead, temperatures back into the 70s by the middle of the week, with lows down into the 50s. Jessica, back to you.
Thank you very much, Karen. There is hope that an AIDS vaccine may become reality in the near future. University of California, San Francisco researchers have developed a vaccine which they say has proven effective on monkeys. Reporter Kirsten Says has details on this medical breakthrough.
This refrigerator filled with monkey cells may contain the answer to AIDS. At least that's the hope of Dr. Raul Andino. The UCSF professor and his team have developed the world's first vaccine that protects monkeys against SIV, the simian version of HIV.
When we expose vaginally these female monkeys to a very highly pathogenic SIV and a very high doses of SIV, 2 out of 7 monkeys never got infected.
Dr. Andino says although 5 monkeys were infected, they remained healthy, whereas the non-vaccinated monkeys all became very sick. His vaccine comes as nose drops. It combines the polio vaccine and SIV DNA. Unlike other vaccines being developed, Dr. Andino says his doesn't just control the disease after infection.
Yes. And this suggests that maybe it's possible to prevent, indeed, the infections, and which will be the golden goal of an AIDS vaccine.
What works for monkeys may not work the same for humans, but SIV and HIV share 70% of the genetics. Some AIDS educators are calling this trial promising and much needed, given 2 million new cases a year worldwide.
Without a vaccine, we will never be able to end this pandemic.
The pandemic is hitting women hard. They account for 80% of new infections. For that reason, Dr. Andino's study focuses for now on transmissions to females. But the San Francisco AIDS Foundation has a warning for everyone. Until there is a proven vaccine,
They need to practice safe sex. They need to practice safe sex.
It is now 6:54. Coming up, we'll take one final look at our last weather forecast for today. But before we go, here's a look at last night's winning lottery numbers. Good luck.
As the radiating summer sun revitalizes the spirit, it's also creating a lot of energy at the Menominee Casino Bingo Hotel. From blackjack to bingo, dining to dipping, lounging to live entertainment, it's fun all summer long. Like at the Joe Diffie concert on Friday, July 27th. And the Country Rocks Outdoor Music Fest featuring Molly Hatchet and Travis Tritt on Saturday, August 25th. Only at the Menominee Casino Bingo Hotel, Kashina, where it's a fun in the sun summer.
Let the Rib Mountain Travel Center and Days Inn be a welcome stopover on your travels. The Rib Mountain Travel Center features visitor information center, ample fueling stations, and convenience store for all your travel needs. Whether you're traveling or looking for a weekend getaway, Days Inn features comfortable and relaxing whirlpool suites and heated indoor pool area. So no matter whether it's a fuel and convenience stop or a night stay, relax at the Rib Mountain Travel Center and Days Inn, Highway NN51, exit 188, Wausau.
For the best deals on the block, head to Menards. Create a retaining wall, garden, or landscaping dream with large 6 by 12-inch retaining wall blocks. They give your wall extra dimension and curb appeal. On sale, $1.99 each. Make your home come alive with Dutch Boy Dirt Fighter exterior paint. It covers in one coat and resists blistering and peeling. Flat is on sale, $10.88 a gallon after $2 rebate. Get great paint at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in my Ford, let's go for a drive.
It's here, Ford authorized clearance with the best selection of the best-selling Ford F-150.
A little bit of fun along the way.
What will you save? How about thousands in interest savings with low 0.9% financing, or choose $1,500 cash back on F-150. 0.9 or $1,500 cash back on the best-selling truck in the world. It's the Ford authorized clearance at your local Ford store now.
Good morning, I'm Melissa Langdon.
And I'm Dave Benton. Coming up later today on Live at 5, studies show that children who learn a second language have better problem-solving skills. We'll show you how your children can learn another language, and we'll get them started in our Smart Tip.
And can liposuction actually be good for you? We'll take a look at that and try to answer that question for you in our Live at 5 Helpline.
We'll also have the day's top local and national stories and your business news as well.
Join us for Live at 5 right after Access Hollywood.
And before we go this morning, here's a heavyweight competition that we don't normally hear about. It's the Bubba Olympics. The tough competition was held yesterday at the Wet n Wild Water Park in Greensboro, North Carolina. Dozens of men battled it out in the hot dog eating contest, the Spam sculpting competition, and of course the cannonball crash. But not just anyone could compete. Rules for the Bubba Olympics required all entries to weigh at least 250 pounds. The winner got to take home a used pickup truck, and they won a 3-day vacation to Myrtle Beach. A little unusual, I guess, but nonetheless, looks
Sounds
exciting.
interesting.
Sounds very interesting. Final look at our forecast this Monday. Some rain, some more rain.
That's right. We do have some storms that will be moving into the area. Here's a look using live Super Doppler 9000. Just off to our west now, we're starting to see those showers and thunderstorms pop up. Lots of lightning associated with those storms, as well as some heavy downpours at times. We could also be seeing some gusty winds in association with those storms. Right now in Wausau, we're at 69 degrees with winds out of our east at about 5 miles per hour. And for the rest of the day, we will be seeing some steamy weather for today with highs in the middle 80s, but then temperatures dropping back into the 70s for this evening and into the 60s overnight. So a cooling trend ahead.
All right. Thank you very much, Carm. That is the news this morning. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great day, and stay tuned for Good Morning America.
Medford Homes is going back to the 50s. We're committed to our manufacturer to sell 50 homes in July. And we're rolling back prices to the good old days. 0 down to qualified buyers. Save up to $3,000 on new homes. And with any new home, we'll give you 1950s prices on washer-dryer combos. Only $89. And central air just $119. No one does back to the 50s like Medford Homes. Highway 13 Medford, or call the housing hotline at 1-800-648-6335. 5.
It's Toyota clearance time. Clearance happens just once a year, and you'll like the values on the summer's biggest inventory. How about a truck? Right now, get $1,000 cash back on the dependable full-size Tundra. You can count on this rugged hauler in more ways than one because only Tundra received the highest overall safety rating of any full-size pickup. Toyota's 2001 clearance, going on coast to coast.
Live with Regis and Kelly, weekdays on TV 9.
Police are seeking a fourth interview with Congressman Gary Condit, and the FBI wants to be there too. Also, this bank near Pittsburgh was the scene of a dramatic robbery attempt. Arrested and in custody, a 10 and a 13-year-old girl. Good morning, America. I'm Diane Sawyer here with the new kid sitting in for Charlie, who continues his vacation.
A well-earned vacation. I'm George Stephanopoulos. It's Monday, July 23rd, 2001.
As we said, this is such a strange story. Both young girls arrested in that bank robbery attempt are honor students, never in trouble before, so young that the little one's hands slipped through their handcuffs, and yet they're being charged with attempted bank robbery and conspiracy, and we'll tell you about that just ahead.
And more from Washington this morning. This weekend, California Congressman Gary Condit's younger brother was arrested. Darrell Wayne Condit was picked up in a motel near Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where he was using the alias Stan Buchanan. He was charged with drug possession and carrying a false ID. And police have more questions for Gary Condit, including why he went to a nearby town to dispose of a watch box. What all this means ahead.
Also this morning, another strange story. This is a real morality play. A best-selling novelist on his way to jail in a story a lot like the ones he's been writing about sex, lies, arrogance, prostitutes, and perjury. And also coming up, if you've been wondering, what happened in the case of Robert Blake? What happened to the condition of supermodel Nikki Taylor? And what is the real story behind the recent George Harrison news reports? We'll tell you all that as well. But first, we're going to go to the news desk for the headlines this morning. And Antonio Can you untie
Antonio.
my tongue?
Good morning, Antonio.
Should I
come over and reintroduce myself?
It's Spanish as a second language for me.
Thanks, Diane. Good morning to all of you. From Pope John Paul to President Bush this morning, a plea on a very sensitive subject. At their first meeting, the pontiff warned the president of what he called the evils of stem cell research on human embryos. Mr. Bush has promised a decision soon on federal funding for such studies. The meeting came a day after Mr. Bush and Russian President Vladimir Putin agreed to link talks about U.S. anti-missile defense plans to reductions of nuclear stockpiles. Over the weekend, a London newspaper reported that former Beatle George Harrison told the Beatles' longtime producer that Harrison expects to die soon from cancer. But this morning, Good Morning America talked with the spokesman for Sir George Martin, and he denied even talking to the Mail of Sunday newspaper. Washington police are back searching parks today for signs of missing government intern Chandra Levy, and the brother of Congressman Gary Condit is denying he had anything to do with Levy's disappearance, even as police remain interested in the congressman himself. Here's ABC's Pierre Thomas.
Police officials plan to pursue a fourth interview with Congressman Gary Condit as early as this week. Today, they're back searching parks, looking for any signs of Levy. And the White House has confirmed what was first reported by ABC News on June 29th, that Congressman Condit met with Vice President Dick Cheney on May 1st, the last day Chandra Levy communicated with her family. Also this weekend, police in Fort Lauderdale arrested Condit's brother Darrell for violating probation on drunk driving charges. The outstanding 1998 warrant for Darrell Condit's arrest became widely known because of the Levy case. Police sources say they have no evidence tying Darrell Condit to Levy's disappearance. With few leads, police have been quietly casting a broad net for weeks, focusing not only on Gary Condit, but also questioning Levy's friends, casual acquaintances, even strangers. Take Sven Jones, who worked with Levy when she was an intern with the U.S. Bureau of Prisons. Jones recently took a polygraph test, as did two other of Levy's male acquaintances. Police have also been developing a profile of Levy. For example, investigators believe Levy sometimes was a last-minute planner, explaining why she had not bought tickets to travel home, even though she was days from graduation. But Condit is the person bearing the brunt of the investigative focus, and there are signs the scrutiny is taking a political toll. A new poll published in the San Jose Mercury News showed that while voters give Condit high marks for job performance, nearly 60% say they will not vote for Condit next year. And the news that a witness saw Condit throw away a watch box hours before police began searching his home left investigators more suspicious. Law enforcement sources say another woman bought Condit the watch. They believe Condit may have been trying to cover up yet another relationship, but doubt the watch has anything to do with Levy's disappearance. Pierre Thomas, ABC News, Washington.
A who's who from the worlds of politics, business, and journalism will fill Washington National Cathedral this morning for the funeral of Katharine Graham. The former publisher of the Washington Post died last week at the age of 84. After almost 5 days, Baltimore firefighters have almost finished a massive job. They removed 4 of the last 5 smoldering cars from last week's tunnel derailment. 1 car remains in the tunnel. American investors are watching with interest the developments on the Tokyo stock market. The Nikkei average closed at a 16-year low this morning amid worries about the health of Japanese banks and other aspects of the country's economy. Lava from Sicily's Mount Etna is posing an increasing threat to a village. The volcano started erupting last week, and the lava has been moving closer and closer to the town of Nicolosi. Emergency workers have cut trenches trying to divert the lava. Jurassic Park 3 has stomped and snarled its way to the top of the weekend box office. The sequel to a sequel devoured an estimated $50 million worth of tickets. Debuting in second place was America's Sweethearts, and Legally Blonde was third. Finally, David Duval is no longer known on the golf tour as the best player never to have won a major tournament. Duval was swamped by fans near the 18th green as he shot a final round 67 to win the British Open. Last year's champion, Tiger Woods, finished 9 strokes back. That's a look at our headlines at 7:06. Time now for the weather and Tony Perkins. Great day for Duval. Bad stretch for Tiger, Tony.
Yeah, he continues his bad stretch, but good for Duval. A lot of people happy to see that happen. Thank you, Antonio. Good morning to you, and good morning, everybody. Couple of weather stories to tell you about early this Monday morning. First of all, over the weekend, some flooding in Kentucky and in Florida as a result of heavy rains there. I'm going to show that to you a little bit later. Affecting more people, we continue to see the increasing heat, or the excessive heat, rather. 11 states in the U.S. today have heat advisories or warnings in effect for at least portions of those states. High temperatures, 101 for Dallas, 96 for Little Rock, even Chicago, 92 degrees. And in many of these places, it's going to feel like it's 105 to 110 when you factor in the humidity. That's what the heat indexes will be. So a very hot day, advisories in effect. For the rest of the nation, here's what we're looking at. Not bad. The West Coast, Los Angeles, 79 for an average high there. 91 in Salt Lake City, hot there as well. Washington, D.C. and the Northeast, after a very pleasant weekend, we see some of the heat build in, some of the humidity build back in as well. 88 for a high in Washington. That's a look at what's happening with the weather around the nation. Now, here's what's happening in your neighborhood.
Today will be another very steamy day across north central Wisconsin. Today's high in Wausau will be 86 degrees, and we will be seeing showers and thunderstorms develop mainly towards the middle of the morning, and those will continue into the afternoon. Winds today will be southwesterly at about 10 miles per hour. Then for tonight, we'll start out with some showers and thunderstorms early in the evening, followed by skies becoming partly cloudy through the overnight period, with low temperatures dropping to about 65 degrees. Cooling trend in sight, temperatures back into the 70s for much of
All right, thank you very much. That's your first look at the weather. More is coming up shortly. It's 8 after the hour. Diane?
All right, thanks, Tony. Well, we're going to take you now to that bank outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which was the scene of the dramatic robbery attempt just before the weekend. And the most surprising part, the suspects, young girls ages 10 and 13, who walked inside the bank, handed the teller a note which read, "We don't want to hurt you or anyone, so just put $2,000 in a bag and we'll be on our way. I have a gun in my pocket, but like I said, we don't want to hurt anyone." The girls also said that there was a man outside who had a gun, but that turned out not to be true. They're both honors students, and allegedly they wanted to buy clothes from a store across the street. Neighbors were surprised when they heard the news.
They were nice. The one little girl, she was sort of a tomboy. You would never think that she would do something like that.
Well, the girls are now in juvenile detention and face a hearing later today. And joining us from Baldwin, Pennsylvania is Chief of Police Chris Kelly. And Chief Kelly, we thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Diane.
As we said, such young girls, one of them couldn't even see over the counter. She was so young she slipped out of the handcuffs when you tried to put them on her. Why bring charges against them of attempted robbery and conspiracy?
What age do you stop not charging somebody? They thought this plan out for some time. You have to realize all the wheels that go in motion when you commit such a crime, all the responding agencies, the people that are involved, the threat of a gun. There's no magical age that says, okay, you're too young to be charged.
What do you know about where they got the idea?
They said they got it from various TV shows and movies that they've watched throughout the summer, and they just thought it was an easy way to get some money, to get some school clothes, toiletries, book bags. They just thought it would work. They wanted $2,000.
When you say they planned it, what do you mean? How much planning?
They sat down in the morning and they even came up with a description if they got caught in the bank of a man that put them up to it. They wore throwaway clothes over top of their regular clothes. They wore socks on their hands. They put towels over their head. Earlier in the morning, they went to the shopping center and put the clothes away. They hid the clothes behind pillows so when they can go back with the cash to buy them.
What did the teller do?
The teller acted very appropriately and very wisely, locked the door, and that's when the girls came up with the story that there was a man outside with a gun. She acted very, very appropriately.
Did she think they really did have a gun themselves?
It's in this society, it's the unknown that could hurt something. So she wasn't sure, but again, she acted appropriately.
As we know, one of the young girls was raised by her mother. Another of the young girls was raised by her father. What can you tell us about the parents' reactions?
The parents, well, when we first contacted the scene, we were under the impression that these were victims of a crime, that there was a man. Later, when it turned out that they were actually the suspects and they had planned this, the parents were naturally quite concerned, overwhelmed, and their concern was for their children.
If they got this idea from movies and TV, did they know what they were doing was wrong?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They knew it was wrong. In fact, they knew how to hide fingerprints. They knew that they knew where they were going to run, and they knew how to change clothes immediately. And it was well thought out for a 10-year-old. These are the type of girls you would think were holding mom and dad's hand walking in the mall, not sitting in a bank trying to rob it.
What do you think the appropriate punishment should be?
That's up to the courts. They've been detained in a juvenile detention center. Again, what age do you shut off criminal complaints?
And yet they've never been in trouble before. Honor students.
Yes, these are good kids according to the neighborhood, according to the parents. Our juvenile division, they said they've not had any problems with them. These seem like very decent kids, but they made a very tragic mistake.
So you don't see it as anyway as just a stunt, however strange a stunt, just a stunt?
It's not just a stunt. The police car that was arriving immediately in front of me was almost hit broadsided, and I could have very easily been going to their parents or their wives and saying, "We're sorry, but your husband was killed today," responding to a false alarm. That just doesn't work. What they did was wrong, and it's up to the court to decide.
All right, Chief Kelly, again, we thank you so much for joining us this morning. Got to strike fear in the heart of any parent. We thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
12 minutes past now. George?
It's a wild story, Thelma and Louise Jr. There were a lot of other stories that caught our eye and captured the country's attention over the summer, and we wanted to bring you up to date on some of them, including the murder of Robert Blake's wife, the condition of supermodel Nikki Taylor, and the hospital worker who forgot her baby in the backseat of their car.
It's been almost a month since Iowa Hospital Administrator Carrie Engholm went to work but left her 7-month-old baby in the backseat of a hot car. The baby died. On Friday, Carrie Engholm was formally charged with neglect and involuntary manslaughter. We spoke to her husband and the family priest who baptized baby Claire and gave her funeral mass. Both Dennis Engholm and Reverend Raymond Higgins are still shocked, but are standing by Carrie, who has pleaded innocent.
This is truly an accident.
The investigation into the murder of Bonnie Bakley, the wife of Robert Blake, has stalled with still no leads to the owner of the murder weapon found near the crime scene. Blake is now denying the family of his slain wife visitation rights to the daughter he had with her. The lawyers of Andrea Yates, the Texas woman who drowned her 5 children and is charged with capital murder, are seeking a competency trial in August. They say she is so deeply depressed that she can't communicate well enough to stand trial. The DA has not yet publicly announced whether to seek the death penalty. And the story of the McGuckin family's 5-day armed standoff with authorities. And Idaho judges ruled that the children will remain in foster care indefinitely. But the family's dogs, who were sicked on law enforcement early in the standoff, may soon be returned to the children. The Humane Society shelter plans to meet with the McGuckin children and their lawyer. The harrowing account of an 8-year-old girl who was locked in a closet by her mother and stepfather may have a happy ending. The girl was released from the hospital last week and is staying with the Kavanaugh family. Remember, they were the family who first raised the little girl, but were forced to return her to her birth mother. Child Protective Services has recommended the Kavanaughs be able to adopt the child. Rescuers are still trying to free Churchill, the entangled right whale in the North Atlantic. Churchill was spotted June 8th with a marine rope embedded in its jaw. Several attempts have been made to rescue the whale, but all have failed so far. Churchill is suffering from an infection, and scientists are losing hope. And there are 3 medical stories to catch you up on. Good news for the family and friends of Jesse Arbogast, the boy whose arm was bitten off in a shark attack off the coast of Florida. Surgeons were able to successfully reattach the arm, and Jesse's condition has now been upgraded from critical to serious. He remains in a light coma, but doctors say he's out of immediate danger. Tennessee's artificial heart patient is in critical but stable condition 3 weeks after his historic heart operation. Doctors say the artificial heart has performed up to expectations. And finally, supermodel Nikki Taylor is continuing rehabilitation at home. She plans to hold a celebrity benefit to thank doctors at Grady Memorial Hospital who treated her life-threatening injuries for 8 weeks after she was injured in a traffic accident. Taylor said, "Words cannot express the gratitude in my heart for Dr. Nicholas and everyone at Grady who worked so hard to save my life."
It's now just about 16 past the hour. Diane?
Well, something new in the papers this morning in the latest issue of Reader's Digest. It's a survey of married men and women and telling us something about how secretive spouses are with one another. And some of those who are engaged and, say, getting married in the fall might want to pay attention
that's
to
right.
this.
I'm listening very closely now.
In fact, how's this? Nearly 1/3 of women and nearly half of men admit to keeping secrets from their spouses.
But not about what you think.
No. A big surprise.
The big secrets are about money. That's what they really want to keep secret.
Money. Everybody thinks it's got to be about crushes on somebody else or flirtations. No, it's about the price of something they bought. 48% of them say that's why they kept their secrets. Also, 38% of men hide their desire for affection.
I'm not going to do that, I promise.
Oh, you poor things. 16% of married couples have wished to just wake up and not be married.
Maybe I shouldn't read any more of this.
That's only 16%. That's not so bad. I think that's kind of consoling. Here's some more from the survey. 20% of men and women have secret dreams they don't share with their spouse. 30% of men wish they could speak openly about spiritual matters. And 26% of men and women wish their partners would ask me questions about myself.
Talk more, communicate.
Yeah. Although I thought the most dread sentence in all of marriage was when she says to him, "Can we talk?"
I'll get ready for that.
Anyway.
Well, not a lot of talking this weekend from Madonna. It was singing. She kicked off the United States leg of her Drowned World Tour in Philadelphia Saturday, and this was amazing. The tour is going to travel 12 U.S. cities, and no surprise at all, it's completely sold out. In fact, on eBay, the tickets are selling for as much as $5,000 each. Later this week, we'll take you behind the scenes and show you what it takes to put on that kind of a show. Just incredible.
Yeah, it is. And she does everything from kilts to riding the bull for a country
But it's
number.
also gotten kind of dark. I mean, she has rape scenes in this and even cannibalism. But she tries to have fun with it. I don't know how you do that.
Oh, cannibalism. Hey, I was going to say, laugh a minute. Cannibalism. Anyway, we have a lot more ahead. For instance, sex, lies, arrogance, prostitution, and perjury, if that's not enough for you. Sounds like the makings of a best-selling novel, but it is a case that is absolutely riveting everybody in Europe. And you've got to hear what happened and why this man, Lord Archer, no less, is heading off to jail. We'll be back and tell you all about it.
Ever wish you could give all your fabrics the dry or fresh feeling of Bounce? Now you can with Bounce Fabric Refresher Spray. Ever wish you could give all your fabrics the dry or fresh feeling of Bounce? Now you can with Bounce Fabric Refresher Spray.
Push it down, nap it up. Never ever been a drop coffee mate. So rich, taste so rich and creamy. Wow, hazelnut, ooh, French vanilla now. Coffee mate, love it
Nestle.
It's LensCrafter's best $99 offer ever. Right now, get a complete pair of glasses with DuraLens, our most scratch-resistant plastic lens for only $99. The $99 DuraLens event. This one you don't want to miss.
Gear Newman.
I'm not coming down. It's obvious that's not Advantage you've got there. You think you can use just any flea control? Well, not on this cat.
But this...
Stops fleas from biting me in minutes? Please. Only Advantage works that fast.
I didn't know.
I warm your feet, I purr, I bring you mice, whatever. 3 words, sister, Advantage. Now take me to the vet to get the fast stuff.
Advantage. Don't give fleas a biting chance.
I'll drive this time.
Got a bad attitude toward pain? So does Motrin IB. It's got the speed and strength you need to make headache pain, muscle pain, even back pain, history. Motrin IB, for people who don't fool around with pain.
Every day can be a surprise.
There's never a dull moment working here.
I always had heard that Walmart was a good company to work for.
Our #1 goal is to keep our customers happy.
That's 100% of your job.
We laugh. We laugh at Walmart. We have fun.
It's very important to make the customer happy because the customer is #1 here at Walmart. Just go over there with a smile on your face and that may turn their day around.
It's like a family. It's like a big, happy family.
I love coming to work every day. How many people can say that?
Walmart is a great place to work for anybody.
One man and his camera around the world. 1 week of uniquely human stories. Adventurous, compelling, touching, funny. Every night on World News Tonight.
And we're going to tell you a little bit of what's coming up on Good Morning America. If you weren't doing this, or what you did before you did this, what would you have done for a living?
Well, when I was growing up, I thought I was going to become a priest, but my senior project in high school was hotel and restaurant management, so I have no idea.
Greek Orthodox priest.
That's right, exactly. Yes, I'd get married.
Well, in this next half hour, we're going to tell you if you're looking for the perfect job, a new career, there's a man who says you can sell yourself in 20 seconds flat and get that job, and he'll tell you how to do it.
We also have one of the boldest wedding stories possible, a couple getting married on the Titanic. It's about to happen to one young couple, and we'll meet them in a little bit.
Yes, the maids of honor are going to be
scuba outfish, right?
Basically. Also, our all-night comedy contest. You'll remember our all-night comedy contest. Which of these people did you choose as your winner, and which did you choose by an absolute landslide?
It wasn't even close, not at all.
No. And we're going to have a reprise performance this morning, but first we're going to let you go away for your local news, your local weather, find out what to wear this morning, and we'll see you in just a couple of minutes.
Most employers take precautionary efforts to avoid them, but accidents still happen in the workplace every day. I'm attorney Jim Bartels, and I'm a workers' compensation lawyer. When you're injured on the job, don't count on your employer's insurance company to look out for you. You and your family deserve 100% of what you're entitled to after an accident. We're here to make sure of that. Our team has represented thousands of injured workers.
James Bartels, selected by his peers to be in the prestigious Best Lawyers in America. Contact attorney James Bartels for a free consultation.
Only the best deserves to be showcased. And now your Chrysler dealer is showcasing our most award-winning lineup of vehicles ever during the Chrysler Showcase sales event. Now on select vehicles, get financing as low as 0.9% or get 1.9 APR for up to $4,500 in savings or a $2,000 cash allowance. So hurry to the Chrysler Showcase sales event today. Then you can showcase an award winner right in your own driveway.
Is Mountain Dew in serious jeopardy? This generally harmless male will defend his domain with basic animal instinct. A fierce battle rages. Yet in the end, to the victor go the spoils.
Hey man, how you feeling?
Not bad.
Until next time, do the do.
Taste some
summer's best at Perkins Summer Festival. Perkins Great Summer Festival is back with all your favorites plus new choices, like a fresh baked croissant filled with zesty chipotle chicken salad. Or just wait till you taste the Rancheros burrito. Or enjoy a free ice-cold Coca-Cola with Perkins Hoagie Burger Special. Or try summer's best salads like the new Margarita Lime or Chicken Crisp Caesar. Come to Summer Festival and taste a summer that's perfectly prepared by Perkins.
The new Whitewater Car Wash and Detail Center has a complete facelift. The buildings have been remodeled. New state-of-the-art equipment has been added. There are new managers and a new It's Gotta Be Clean attitude at both the Rothschild and Wausau locations. Whitewater using only Turtle Wax products. It's the grand opening of Whitewater's Quick Lube Center featuring Valvoline products. You can always tell the guys who use Valvoline. They're the ones getting their 21-point oil change quickly at Whitewater's Quick Lube. So hurry on down and see the great specials at the Rothschild location.
This is the Newsline 9 Morning Update.
Good morning, I'm Allison Morrow. Meteorologist Karen Swanson will have your forecast in just a few minutes. It was another warm weekend that brought quite a few severe storms through the area. Luckily for water skiers, they didn't have many of those storms to worry about. All this weekend, water ski fans were floating over to Lake Wazicha for the state water ski tournament. 22 water ski teams from throughout the state were in Wood County for the event. So were hundreds of fans who crowded the beach and grandstand to get a look at the competition. But with recent hot weather, an extra effort was on to make sure fans and performers stayed comfortable.
We'll make sure that everybody keeps a lot of fluids in them and you know, nobody overheats. Ideally, we like to see it a little cooler, but as long as it's not raining and lightning, we're happy.
For about half the teams, this weekend's show is a chance to qualify for national competition. And water skiing might be on the way to beat the, or might be one way to beat the heat, but we wanted to know what you do to keep cool. That's our latest web poll question. How do you beat the heat? Here are the results. 63% of you stay inside in the air conditioning, 20% of you drink cold beverages, and 8% of you hit the pool. The rest of you had other answers. If you'd still like to log on or to cast your vote, you can log on to our website at WAOW.com. And an accident involving 2 pedestrians and a semi-tanker has left one dead and the other in a hospital. It happened early yesterday morning on U.S. Highway 51 in Arbor Vitae. The Vilas County Sheriff's Department says the tanker was going northbound on 51 when the driver saw 2 people walking across the highway. He tried to swerve to miss them, but could not avoid them and collided with a 28-year-old woman and 22-year-old man. The woman who is not being named died at the hospital.
Did not plan well for what to do with the body and had underestimated the size and the weight of the trunk, and that he would not be able to manage it by himself. That would be a person who kept the body and the evidence in his apartment because he had no place else to put it.
Part of the extradition agreement was that he would get a new trial. So many years have passed. It really does, some people think, weaken evidence, weaken witnesses. Do you feel with absolute certainty that he's going to be convicted?
Yes, I do. I was present at the trial in absentia. Because of the trial in absentia, all the evidence that was admitted at that trial is safe, in my words. It can't be deteriorated, it can't be lost because it's not aging. It's in the record.
It's in the record and in some cases on videotape as well.
Yes.
In Pennsylvania, he cannot get the death penalty for what he did back then. If he gets prison for the rest of his life, what will that change for you?
Well, that will mean I don't ever have to worry about the possibility of parole and him being set free to enjoy more of his life than Holly got to enjoy of hers. And it means that once I see him drive away in a police car the last time, I don't ever have to think about him again. I don't ever have to say his name again. I can go on with my life and never look back at him.
I know that family members will be there every day as they have been before. But I wonder if there's one thing you could say to his current wife, who has defended him so fiercely, saying this cannot be true of him. What would you say?
Oh, I think I would say, you know, I used to really pity you because I believed you were operating out of ignorance. But now that I know that you've known these charges against him for all these years, I don't pity you. And I can only say that you reap what you sow. And I'm sure you're not having a very good time right now. And now you know what it feels like.
All right, Ms. Hall, we thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And it's now 16 minutes past. Jack, over to you.
Diane, thank you very much. Well, more problems this morning for Firestone. The government is pressing the company to recall even more tires. Last year, you'll recall, Firestone recalled 6.5 million tires. Then this spring replaced some 13 million. Firestone says that its tires are safe and will not recall them. So the battle lines have now been drawn. And caught in the middle are millions of consumers. Our consumer correspondent Greg Hunter explains.
Firestone was adamant that its Wilderness AT tires are safe and that there's no need to expand the recall.
The safety of the driving public is the most important thing to us. And if we thought that one of our tires might jeopardize that safety, we wouldn't hesitate to take it off the road.
But the government's safety investigation has found that millions of Firestone tires do have a safety defect. This finding is the first step towards forcing Firestone to recall the tires. But Firestone has vowed it will take the government to court to block the recall. Admitting to a safety defect could leave the company open to a huge financial liability.
They have class action lawsuits, they have personal injury lawsuits, they have possible compensation to Ford for its role in the recall of the 13 million tires.
Firestone recalled 6.5 million tires last August. In May, Ford said, based on its own testing, it would replace 13 million Firestone Wilderness AT tires on Ford vehicles that it considered unsafe. Some Ford owners waiting to replace their Firestone tires are fed up with both companies.
Well, they're all lying like dogs, so confusing. Yeah, I have no idea whether my tires are good or bad, but I know that I'm very concerned when I drive down the road.
And Greg Hunter is with us this morning. Greg, nice to see you. Do we know what tires they're talking about here? And are they talking about the same types of defects that generated the earlier recall?
First of all, yes, they're talking about the same types of defects, tread separation, and this is the main culprit. It's the Firestone AT and a couple of different Wilderness AT in a couple of different sizes, 15 and 16 inches. That's what Ford is recalling on its vehicles. But the government, again, hasn't said exactly what tires. So I pulled this consumer advisory off the internet, off the government website, and it talked about a consumer advisory, and it named tires like the ATX, the Firehawk ATX, and certain sizes of Wilderness AT tires, and they said they had high tread separation rate. Now, are those going to be in the recall? Who knows? But the government will come out in the next couple of weeks and say exactly what they want Firestone to recall. Claybrook, the former NHTSA chief, and she's the head of Public Citizen, told me she estimates it's about 5 million tires, somewhere in that neighborhood, to be recalled.
So those frustrated and confused consumers still have to wrestle with this then?
They'll have to wrestle with this, that's right. And there's some tips you can do. If you're a Firestone customer, if you're a Ford customer, you're going to get your tires taken care of by Ford Motor Company. There's some tips you can take a look at that the government put out, and that's check the inflation of your tires for one. Another one, don't overload your vehicle. Slow down is another big one. It's a huge one. Check for cracks yourself. Just because you don't have cracks doesn't mean you're safe. And the final thing is, you know, wear your seatbelt. I mean, the people in the crashes with seatbelts did much better than the people without seatbelts, and that's true no matter what.
All right, great. Thanks. Appreciate it, as always.
All right.
I'm going to switch over now at 7:19 to Diane. Diane, a look at some creative driving techniques.
It's our picture of the morning, and it comes from Andover, England, where a 20-year-old woman pleaded guilty yesterday to careless driving. Take a look at this. It's a novel method of parking a car. It was caught on surveillance camera, and watch as the blue car pulls out of a space while the red car waits to take the empty spot. But look who gets there first, a white car. What does the driver of the red car do? Well, try pushing a little. And when that doesn't work, the driver backs up and pushes again, pushes harder, and success is on the way. And, by the way, traffic court, the driver of the red car, will be sentenced next month. We'll be back.
from Nestle.
Wouldn't it be great if Bounty came in a box? Ta-da! Incredibly practical, practically invisible. New Bounty in a box. It's Bounty in a box.
What's as gentle as Senecot natural vegetable laxatives? With 100% natural Senna, Senecot tablets offer overnight relief from occasional constipation gently. Senecot works gently, works overnight.
At Pearl Vision, our fabulous buy one get one free sale just got better. Now the free glasses can be for you or your child. That's right, free glasses for you or your child. Only at Pearl Vision.
This is good.
No, this is really good.
This is like private island good.
No, this is like long massage good.
This is first kiss good.
Shoe shopping good.
I'd like to thank the Academy good.
Oh, this is so good, I'm actually in pain.
Rich, creamy Yoplait yogurt. It is so good.
Oh, this is bad.
Can't stop my toes from tapping, can't stop my fingers snapping. You're the melody I'm singing, and you're the dream that I'm dreaming. You're my one and only turkey and bacon club. Out of my head, over the moon in love.
And still ahead, 5 smart things you can do with your tax refund.
And is America's Sweetheart the movie to see this weekend? That's after your local news. We'll tell you all.
This is a real breakfast. So is this. This is a real lunch. And this is a real dinner. At Country Kitchen, we're proud to serve all your fresh home-style favorites. We're proud to serve real meals. Are you ready?
Are you ready for a real meal?
Country Kitchen.
Right choice for all the right reasons.
Your American Car Care Center has everyday savings on Michelin, Uniroyal, and BF Goodrich tires, and bucks back. Buy 4 American Gold radials or Grand Turbo tires, get $50 back toward your next purchase. Buy 2, get $20. Only at American Car Care Centers.
Right choice for all the right reasons.
See Denny's Autotech in Wausau or Hodag Express in Rhinelander.
Only the best deserves to be showcased. And now your Chrysler dealer is showcasing our most award-winning lineup of vehicles ever during the Chrysler Showcase sales event. Now on select minivans, get financing as low as 0.9% or get 1.9 APR for up to $4,500 in savings or a $2,000 cash allowance. So hurry to the Chrysler Showcase sales event today. Then you can showcase an award winner right in your own driveway.
I can do it. I can do it. I can't do it. I can't stop smoking.
Oh, that's a big surprise.
Maybe next Monday.
Sure.
Maybe next year.
Why not?
Yeah, you know, cold turkey.
Cold turkey.
Ah, it's no use. I'm scum. I've always
Hey.
been
You want to
scum.
know something?
What?
It took you a long time to learn to smoke, right?
That's true. It's very true. Yeah, but I worked at it.
What makes you think you can quit?
I don't know.
Just like that. Quitting takes practice.
I like that.
Well, call us. We'll show you how to quit slow. Slow for good.
I can do that.
I know you can.
This is the Newsline 9 Morning Update.
Good morning, I'm Allison Morrow. Meteorologist Chad Franzen will have your forecast in just a few minutes. For more than 2 years, Oneida County has tried to limit construction on lakefront property, they say to protect the lake. And these rules affect each property owner differently. For this family, it means they can't add on to their log cabin. Part of the zoning ordinance says your home has to be at least 10 feet from the property line, and theirs is only 8.5 feet. Now they can't get a building permit after they've already hired workers.
As you can see, being an old log home, we needed somebody special to be able to match logs and do this, and he's sitting and waiting.
Many property owners are fighting this ordinance. They say it's one thing to protect the lake, it's another to take away the property rights. And a one-car accident leaves one man dead this morning. Last night around 10 o'clock, a truck was found off of County Highway O and a little south of County Highway H. The truck, driven by a 41-year-old Mosinee man, hit a tree. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. The first indoor water park of north of Wisconsin Dells is close to being finished. All 106 rooms in the Waters Hotel are open, and construction is coming along in their indoor water park. This is the first indoor water park of this kind. The owners hope this gives people a taste of the North
We've tried to go with the North Woods motif, and just to bring that flavor of our area into these rooms and throughout the whole hotel.
The water park should be finished in October, and it will be open for the public on specified days. A water park is one way to stay cool during this heat of the summer we've been experiencing, but we'd like to hear from you. What do you do to stay cool? Our latest web poll asks, what do you do to beat the heat? Do you stay indoors, go to the pool, or drink cold beverages? Just log on to our website at www.waow.com and cast your vote. We'll have these results for you later on today. And Chad will be right back after this with a look at your forecast.
Up to $2,000 on a Dodge Ram or Dodge Dakota? Nice. Up to $5,200 in finance savings on a Ram? Oh, yeah.
Save big at the Team Dodge sales event.
Northern Wisconsin has all kinds of good people who get hurt in accidents through no fault of their own. But no matter how serious the injury, they share one thing in common: the need for support and help. And they get that help from family, friends, and from a dedicated team of lawyers. Havish, Davis, and Rotier. Known and respected throughout northern Wisconsin.
Once again, for this morning, temperatures are starting out very mild for this time of year. Most locations in the 60s, already 70 degrees in Clintonville, 73 in Rice Lake, 67 in Rhinelander, 64 in Merrill. In Wausau, 69. Dew point sitting right there as well. Gives us relative humidity of 100%. Another mild and muggy day expected across central Wisconsin. Future Tracker computer model giving us the next 2 days weather, showing a couple of showers and thunderstorms, especially up north, developing late this afternoon. Those will start to fizzle out by Saturday morning, but we do expect another go around with storms by Saturday night and into very early Sunday morning. Some of these storms do have the possibility of becoming quite strong in the late night period tonight. This severe weather threat for tonight actually carries into 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I think if we do get a stronger storm, it will be late tonight into early tomorrow morning. For today, 89 degrees, partly cloudy, very warm and humid, slight chance of storms. Tonight, a couple of thunderstorms, and also some of those with locally heavy amounts of rain in a short period of time. Low temperature only 68. Tomorrow, 87, still that good chance of a couple afternoon showers and storms. That will start to dry up a little bit as we get into early next week. Strong cold front on Monday will cool our temperatures off, and looking at highs in the 70s by Tuesday.
Is the Newsline 9 morning update.
Good morning, America. I'm Diane Sawyer, taking a peek at our all night long downstairs, our Comedy Central competition, and we'll tell you more about that in a minute.
And I'm Jack Ford. Thanks for joining us on this Friday morning. We come up with some pretty funny people.
Yeah, Yeah, they wander in off the streets, and who knew? Who knew? They're good. As I say, we're going to run through all of the contest events for you this morning and tell you how you can vote on some of them, because some of them are truly hilarious. They do everything. There are school teachers, there are grandmothers, there are little kids, everybody vying to get you rolling in the aisles this morning, if you have aisles at home.
If you don't, we'll send you some aisles so that you can roll in them also.
And we'll tell you exactly how you can vote coming up. Also, this morning, the check really is in the mail today, and we're going to tell you the 5 smartest things you can do in the current economy with that tax refund that should be arriving at a lot of people's doors in the next day or two.
Also, Joel Siegel is going to be with us. This movie he's going to be taking a look at has an all-star cast headlined by Julia Roberts. The question he's going to answer for us is that enough to make America's sweethearts a must-see? You'll find out when Joel joins us.
And here's the question for you. If you go into a store to buy a bathing suit with your boyfriend or your husband, would he buy the suit you think looks best on you? Are your flaws the flaws he necessarily sees? Lara Spencer puts it to the test, and the answer is no, and you have to find out exactly the difference that it is. It's really an eye-opener. And let's go to Tony Perkins right now downstairs, because he's been up all night long, and we want to see if he can still talk, for one thing, at this hour.
I've been up all night long, Diane, yes, indeed, and many folks here have. We've completed, or not completed, but we're getting to the end of the all-night-long Make Me Laugh marathon. We've got a couple of acts behind us who are going to be, we're going to be showing them off during the course of the show, and we're going to be introducing to you our 5 finalists out of the more than 150 comedians who performed during the last 24 hours. We'll tell you all about that in just a little bit. Right now, take a look. I thought these guys were mimes. Take a look at what's happening with weather conditions around the nation. We start with the high temperatures. We continue to see the heat in the central U.S., excessive heat. Many cities are under heat advisories for today, including cities in Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas. That's where we'll see the excessive heat. Now, take a look at the forecast map for the nation. Severe storms are possible across the northern tier into the upper Mississippi River Valley and the Midwest. We'll see the usual afternoon summertime storms in the southeast and as well in the southwest. Let's look what's happening with the weather around the nation now. Here's what's happening in your neighborhood. Thank you very much. This weather report has been brought to you by new shower-to-shower refreshing baby clothes. Remember, you can get more information on what you see here this morning on our website. That is at abcnews.com. Jack, back to you.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. We're going to get a chance to hear Tony and some of his comedy routines a little bit later. Now, starting today, Uncle Sam can say with certainty that the check is indeed in the mail as the government starts mailing out tax rebate checks worth some $38 billion. Now, individuals are going to get up to $300. Married couples get up to $600. So what do Americans plan to do with that money? Well, an ABC Washington Post poll found that 34% say they will use the money to pay their bills or pay down their debts. Another 30% say they're either going to save or invest the money. Another 21% plan to just go out and spend it. So what should you do? Well, contributor Melody Hobson, who's president of Ariel Capital Management, is here with some advice on 5 smart ways to use your tax refund. Melody, nice to see you again.
Good to see you, Jack.
All right, so you have some ideas here. Rather than just kind of going out and blowing your money on something, you've got some good thoughts on 5 ways to do it in a smart fashion. And the first one you suggest is that you might want to go out and pay off credit card debts. What's the benefit there?
Well, think of it this way. If you have $1,000 in credit card debt right now, it'll take you about 8 years to pay it off if you pay the minimum amount. Now, instead, if an individual takes their $300 return and puts it towards paying down that $1,000 debt, they'll shave about 3.5 years off the time it'll take to pay it off and end up saving about $562 in interest.
That's always an astonishing figure when you figure out how long it does take you to pay off that credit card if you do that minimum payment every time. Another suggestion that you have for people is they can open an education IRA. First of all, real quick, what is an IRA and why would it benefit them to open an education one now?
Education IRAs are savings accounts, investment accounts for kids' education that the money grows tax-free. And with the new tax laws, not only does it grow tax-free, you take it out without paying any taxes. This is the example that I like. You have a niece, a nephew, a grandchild, a godchild. You don't even have to be a parent. And you put your $300 return towards an education IRA for a 1-year-old. When they graduate from high school at age 18, it's worth $2,060. And again, that's without paying any taxes on it. It's a wonderful thing. It's a great gift.
Some of the state universities and institutions, that could pay tuition, almost tuition for a full year.
Or it certainly can buy books and pay for plane tickets and all the things that you need for college.
A lot of pizza for college. I don't think that's the tax-exempt savings for pizza fund.
I'm not sure that's what parents have in mind.
I know. Another suggestion you have is you should find a stock that you can buy and hold on to for a while.
Yes. Now, this is the thing. A lot of people say $300, $600. This is nominal. This can't really put a dent in investments or making real money for me, and that's just not true. Let's say you have a 35-year-old, and they put $300 into small-cap value stocks. Now, these are little companies that are cheap. Companies like Energizer or Dial, Smucker, the jelly company. They put it in those kind of stocks for 30 years at 35 years old, and they let that money grow. Small-cap value stocks have typically returned about 12.4% a year. That $300 is over $10,000 when they retire at age 65. For a couple, it's over $20,000. That $600 turns into over $20,000. It's amazing. That is not nominal.
We've got about a minute left. Let's go through our last two suggestions. One that you say can be helpful is giving to charity. Now, there's always a value to helping anybody else out, but you say there's also a financial value there.
Philanthropy is a win-win. You give to charity, you also get a tax deduction. So you have an individual who has $40,000 in taxable income, they end up getting an $84 tax reduction on their federal tax return next year.
All right, and last thing you suggest is put away some money so that you can use them for your holiday shopping instead of having to use your credit cards for your holiday shopping.
Yes, I'm calling it Christmas in July. Hard to think about. It's hot outside, but think about Christmas. Squirrel that money away into an account. You'll end up racking up less credit card debt in December.
Okay, some great ideas. Melanie, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Thanks.
Take care. Have a good weekend.
Good
and
to
we'll see you
see
sometime very soon.
Thanks for having me.
Coming up now on 7:38, and want to remind you can get some more financial advice and a closer look at Melody's advice by checking out our website, abcnews.com. We'll be back when Good Morning America continues, and we'll be talking with Joel Siegel as he reviews Julia Roberts' new movie. It's called America's Sweethearts. Let's see what Joel thought about that. When we return, stay with us.
Introducing new shower-to-shower refreshing body cloths. With a light touch of fragrant powder, one cloth leaves you feeling refreshed and silky smooth. Like you just stepped out of the shower. Hi. No matter where you are. New shower-to-shower refreshing body cloths. Refresh, revive, rejuvenate.
This Saturday. One day, one sale. That's not gonna hang around. Super Saturday, only at Sears. Blink and it's gone. Tums new fresh blends in peaches and cream, strawberries and cream, and vanilla cream. If only the food tasted as good. Try new fresh blends.
How about a pit stop?
There's a bathroom in the back.
The latch is broken. Anybody could just come in.
You ain't got nothing the other Lucy's haven't seen already.
Not necessarily. 6 teams, $2 million, one chance.
I just wanted to say hi to my boyfriend. Did I come at a bad time?
On August 8th. They'll do anything to win. Rat Race, rated PG-13. Starts Wednesday, August 8th.
First one to 5. Huh? Come out.
Oh, Dad.
Bang, bang, the boogie to the boogie, say up, jump the boogie to the bang, bang, boogie, let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm that'll make your body rock.
Now the Monopoly game at McDonald's is more exciting, because you can pick your prize.
What will you pick when you win?
Pick a Philips home theater system or other great prizes, like an Olympus digital photography package.
What will you pick?
Or a HP home computer system.
You now control the world.
Play the Pick Your Prize Monopoly game at McDonald's. What will you pick when you win?
We love to see you smile.
At CARE, we can't wait for our retirement party. Some think it may never happen, but we know that day will come. You see, we want to end poverty. CARE works with the world's poorest communities, helping improve life itself, and we'll keep at it until the day everyone lives free of poverty and the need for CARE's work has ended. Now, won't that be worth celebrating?
We've all heard about it. The movie is called America's Sweethearts, and what a cast. Julia Roberts, Catherine Zeta-Jones, John Cusack, and I've just had a true confession of my crush on John Cusack. Anyway, do the laughs keep coming in it? Well, our entertainment editor, Joel Siegel, is here to tell us.
Okay, now the folks doing this comedy all night long, they know what the toughest thing about comedy is. Toughest thing about comedy is timing. Ask me, what's the toughest thing about comedy?
What is the toughest?
Timing. And that's yes, that's exactly what happens over and over again in this movie. More things you don't know about making a movie. Great script, ready to shoot. The stars will read it and say, you know, my character wouldn't be this mean. I think my character's important enough to be in the film from the beginning. She's not going to get scrambled eggs all over her hair. And these are the stars. The movies get rewritten almost never for the better. Did that happen here? I'm not sure, but I think it may have. Hey, Julia Roberts, this is the A-list. Catherine Zeta-Jones, John Cusack, one of my favorite actors, even before I knew about Diane's crush. Billy Crystal, one of my favorite comics and writers and actors. I've got a crush on him. And you think, how could this miss? And the answer is, got 2 hours and $9? I'll show you how it can miss.
Read from the top line, Sasha.
I-L-O-V-E-Y.
You.
It starts funny, a scene from one of the 9 huge hit films that have made John Cusack and Catherine Zeta-Jones America's Sweethearts. And it's happily ever after until she dumps John for Hank Azaria.
I'm sorry, Lee. He's Spanish.
No problem. I was Spanish once myself.
Now to check on their careers, they have to stop at a Texaco station and ask for the key that says men on it.
You're on the air.
I can't watch you without Eddie. I need
If PR whiz Billy Crystal can't get them together, the studio stands to lose millions.
Don't worry. I know somebody.
That would be Julia Roberts, Catherine Zeta-Jones' sister and assistant.
You look fabulous. What did you do?
It's my hair. She lost 60 pounds.
60 pounds?
Yeah.
That's a Backstreet Boy.
And it works. I love this line.
People have no idea what it's like being me. Did we brush my teeth? Yes.
The premise gets even better when we realize Julia Roberts has a hidden agenda. She's in love with John Cusack. Neat till now, but here's when it happens. What went wrong? It doesn't help that Cusack and Roberts together generate less electricity than California. This scene, their first morning after, it takes a minute to realize it's about morning mouth, and it's supposed to be funny. It's almost funny, but that's never good enough. Catherine Zeta-Jones isn't witchy enough for us to hate her, which we have to do to love Julia.
Ma'am, the butter?
We never believe Julia Roberts will gain the 60 pounds back.
Word of advice, when you hit Formica, stop.
The inevitable fight between Azaria and Cusack, this is funny, blackout. But the fight doesn't end there. It goes on so long, funny becomes uncomfortable. Azaria's bad accent keeps us from taking him seriously. Cusack's character is way too nice, which hurts him in this scene when he won't tell Catherine he's in love with her sister. Finally, Julia goes a little Aaron Brockovich, but it's too little, too late.
Here are your eggs, my darling sister. I hope that's plenty enough for you. And you, here are your eggs. There you go.
Now that's not funny. That's the problem with the film. Funny, you throw scrambled eggs at somebody over their head. That's funny. It's comedy 101. You throw it in their lap, it's hot, it stains, they might get hurt. You're concerned, that's not funny. And that happens in this film, gag after gag. That's the worst thing you can say about a comedy, not funny. Of course, you know the toughest thing about comedy. At least you listen to me. Why didn't the people who make this movie? It's terribly disappointing.
Well, you're not going to tell John Cusack what I said, are you?
Yes, I will.
No, don't. It's his wounded expression I love. And if, you know, I don't want him to...
Do we have 10 seconds to suggest to our audience that they rent Grosse Point Blank, that they rent High Fidelity, that they rent Say Anything, have a John Cusack Film Festival, and perhaps invite Diane over to...
Don't tell him. I'm embarrassed. Thanks, Joel. And we'll be right back. And as you know, laughter is infectious, and we're going to let you see a few of those trying to infect you downstairs, part of our all-night-long comedy marathon.
Take good care of my baby.
There's something to celebrate in skincare. A new Vaseline Intensive Care Lotion for youthful-looking skin all over. Vaseline Intensive Care Renew and Protect.